Hey, and welcome to day 7. This is Dee, the Learning Mandarin Jamaican, and we are about to practice some sentences that we're using some of our vocabulary words. Now, from my understanding, the HSK1 has 500 words that we need to know. But of course, I'm trying to learn a total of 400 plus words within 30 days. So based on the study habits that I have going on daily, which I share right here on this channel, we're going to see in 30 days how many words I actually know, right? With this daily practice strategy. Now, just to recap how I did the first week is the first 3 days we did vocabulary words, about 20 of them on average. It totaled 61 words that I started with. I started with the common words, he, she, the pronouns. I started with some student, book, little words like that for the first 60. And you can watch those in the previous videos, which I will tag right here. But anyway, you'll watch those words. And of course, those words have sentences. Now, I know we're not going to know every word in the sentence, but the more we see the word, and if we take our time and use our dictionaries and learn the words that we don't know as we go along with the sentences, that's going to add to the 61 word vocabulary that we initially started with, because we needed to start with something to get us going, and then we can plug and play as we go along and learn more words just by practicing. So we're not even purposely having a vocabulary list. We're just, by us repeating it and doing it, it's going to seep into our subconscious. That is the goal, right? So for the first 3 days, we did that. The next 3 days, I went over some things that are different between English and Mandarin. I will eventually be going over some comparison words, because in some contexts, you would use one piece of verbiage versus another piece of verbiage. Everything I'm practicing in these sentences today is more of a spoken, kind of everyday, natural, native speaking responses, whereas certain words written, or if you're doing more formal, would be said a little differently. And it's just a one word change out. So when you understand and start learning about more words, which I'm going to do some comparisons, because by me doing the sentences, I see how they flip the words. And then I'm like, well, why are they using one word versus another word? So I have to dig a little deeper just for my understanding, and I'm going to share those things with you. But let's dive into our sentence practices. There's going to be 10 sentences, and I'm practicing them in real time. So practice along with me if this is something that you want to learn yourself. But here we go. So sentence number 1. 我爱你, because it's a third tone, then a fourth tone, then another third tone. So it's going to go 我爱你, 我爱你 means I love you. It's the most common way to say I love you to somebody you actually are in a relationship with. This is not the way you would say I love you. You wouldn't use this when you're talking to your family or your friends or close friends or your parents. You wouldn't say 我爱你, 我爱你 to them. You would say it to a boyfriend or a girlfriend or somebody you're in a deep, passionate or romantic relationship with. That's when this is used. Next sentence. 我是. Now, everybody know I be having trouble with these UEs, right? So it's 我是. That X is a C. 学生. Now, that 学, we're going up. It's second tone. So it's 学 and 生 is first tone. So it's going, we already reached that high point. 学生. So we got to keep it going across. So as we go from low to high, 学, stop at that 生, like right across, up and over. So 我是学生. Wa, shi, and that's a fourth tone, so it's fast. Wa is third tone. Wa, shi, wa, shi. Shui, sheng. Wa, shi, shui, wa, shi, shui, sheng. Shui, sheng. That's the one I got trouble with, right? So it's saying I to be student. So this is how you would introduce yourself. It's different from 我叫, like my name is. This is basically introducing your occupation or your role. So when you're saying something other than your name, like I am a teacher, I am a doctor, you're going to say 我是, not 我叫. 我叫 is you're actually about to say your name, not what you do, not your occupation, not your role. So that's the difference between when you use 我叫 versus 我是. So 我是学生. 我是学生. I gotta get that. 学生. I gotta get that together. That's saying I am a student. Now let's say this one is 我. And we have a rule in this too. Okay, I see a rule in this sentence. So it's 我喜欢喝茶. Okay, we have a third tone. We have a third tone here, a third tone here. Now, when there's two third tones side by side, this tone is moved to a second tone. This first one would turn into a second tone, which means it'll go up. 我, it'll go up. 我, it wouldn't go 我. It wouldn't go like that. 我, it'll be 我, up one peak, not the 我, like 我爱你, like a down and a up. It'll go straight up. 我. Now we're going to say 喜欢. So we got 我喜欢我喜欢喝茶. So we're going up in tone. So that's second tone right here. So this would be a second tone because it's two side by side. So second tone, and then this stays the same. 我喜欢喝茶. Which basically says I like to drink tea. Because 我 is I, 喜欢 is like, 喝 is drink, and 茶 is tea. So I like to drink tea. This is how you would say that in Mandarin. Now here's something a little bit more difficult, and this is the one I was saying that the word might be different. Sometimes it'll say nar, and sometimes it'll say nali. Okay, and it both means where. It's just nar is spoken, where nali would be written or speaking more formally and saying where. So in this case, the 我, when you see 我的, this is a possession particle, kind of like, so it's making the I turn to my. So whenever you see 我的, it's my instead of just I or me. So it's 我的, 许. So this is a 许 book. 在. So it's 许, which is first tone. 在 is fourth tone. and it's a location word. So whenever you see zai, it's basically like a is, at, on. It's a location. Whatever they talking about, whenever I see this word, it's talking about something is somewhere. It's somewhere. It's on the location, at a location. They are at a location. Something is location based. And nar. Now you can see this written in a different way, which I'm going to show an example of that, because it can be written like this, or you can see it like this. Nar, nar, nar. So this is just breaking it up, saying na, r, like the number 2, r. So nar, nar, which means where. And you will see these two symbols side by side. Regardless, it's even though you might see a different pronunciation or a different pinyin written for it, the symbol is going to be the exact same. So the Hans is going to be the same regardless if you see N-A-R or N-A-E-R. So it's just nar. So wada, shu, zai, nar. So it's saying, where is my book? Okay, so this is how you would say, where is my book? Now, if you want to say, where is my notebook, the only thing you would need to change is the subject in which you're asking for. So this is why I like doing and learning like this, because when I start getting used to saying, where is my thing, quote unquote, where is my subject matter, whatever this might be, I know the sentence structure is like this. So the only thing I need to change really is the subject in which I'm talking about, which is the book, which once you learn the sentences, you can switch out the word for book once you learn more words. So instead of saying wada, shu, which stands for book, I can say bunz, bunzai, bunz, bees. No, it's bees, bees, if I'm not mistaken. That means notebook. If I'm saying it, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, it's bees. Bees is notebook. I don't have my notebook with me to see, but you get my point. The object will go here, and then location, and then I'm asking, where is this thing right here? So I like learning in this way, guys. So it's been very helpful for me. And this is how you ask a common question when you're talking about belongings. So if you want to know where my pen is, where my shirt, where my shoes, where my book, where my notebook, you will always like put it in this format, but just switch out the book for something else, if that makes sense. So moving on. Next question. This question is saying, now we still got that rule again. So we have 2/3 tones side by side. So we know this is second tone. Ni hao ma. This is a question word. Ni hao ma. Ni hao ma. It's saying ni means you, hao, good, ma is the question. You good? So basically you're saying, how are you? You're asking about their well-being. Like in English, sometimes we might go by somebody, you good? You okay? You good? But it's basically saying the same thing. You good? Question mark. But this is how they say, how are you? So it's like, ni hao ma, ni hao ma. How are you? You okay? You good? Something like that. So that was easy. That was an easy one. So now we're on another one. Now, this is a little troublesome to me, a little bit, but we're going to work it out. So we have ta shi, wo, peng you. Okay, so ta is first tone. Ta shi, fourth tone. Wu, wo, ta shi, wo, third tone. Peng, second tone. Peng, 友. Dip. That's the third tone. So 他是我朋友. So 他, this symbol, ta can mean he or she or it. But looking at this symbol right here, we got the man symbol. So it's he. You wouldn't understand it if I was just to say 他是我朋友. You wouldn't know what I'm talking about just from this sentence alone, just from the pinyin. The only way you're going to be able to know whether I'm talking about a boy or girl is once you see the symbol. So, or if I finish it and say, this is my friend, she wears a dress. I mean, this is, okay, 他是我朋友, friend in dress. Of course, I hope it ain't a guy, but you know what I mean? Hopefully that'll give you some context of who the ta is referencing. But in this case, we have the man symbol. So it is he. He, to be, or is. He is, or to be, my. You omit the duh here. In the previous one, we said 我的, 我的. We don't have to put the duh here because we're talking about somebody that's in a relationship to us. So if it was like 我朋友, is I or my, because we don't have to put the duh. We don't have to say 我的朋友. If I'm telling you he is, I, friend, is my friend, right? So if this relationship right here is to you, like a boyfriend, a girlfriend, your friend, your teacher, something like that, and you're referencing it to yourself as a close relationship to you, you can omit the duh. So the duh is not going to be required for this sentence to work. So it basically means he is my friend. Next question. Now we have 我们, which means we are us. 去. This is kind of like a CH, 去, which means go, 去, like go or go to. And then 商店, 吧. Now when we have 商店, it means store or a shop, a store. Okay, a shop, store. We use those interchangeably. Depending on where you live, you could be going to the shop. Still the same thing. You're going to the store. So it means store when they're used together like this. So 我们, go to, store. Now this ba is a final particle. When you hear ba, it's like they're making a suggestion. They're like, hey, do you want to go? Like, it's not necessarily a question. It's kind of saying, let's go. Like, how about going? Like, how about us do this? Like, it's just making a suggestion, not necessarily asking a question, but a suggestion. So it's like 我们去商店吧. So it's saying, let's go to the store. Now here go another one that has a rule attached. Now this has a rule as well. This rule that we see here is basically a rule for two fourth tones side by side. Because we have 点, 画, 点, 画. But you wouldn't say it like that together. If it was separate, I would say 点. And if this was separate, 画. But they're together. So when you have two fourth tones side by side, the rule is the first one turns into a second tone. So it goes up. So if you got two third tones side by side, the first one go up to a second tone. So this one do the same thing. It goes up. So it's going to be 电话. So it goes up. So we change that first fourth tone to a second tone, and then we drop it. This one stays the same. It just makes pronouncing it easier. It's a smooth transition. So now we're going to say 你的电话 Zai, nar. Now, this is the other way that the nar is, but as you can see, the symbols are the same. Okay? Instead of it saying nar, nar, instead of that E being there, it's just N-A-R. You can see it like this too. And I did these two different examples for myself so I can remember that they are the same and just they might be spelled different in some Pinyin. Some people might spell them different. And then I also know that nali could be used too to represent this same thing. So to mean where, it's just in a more formal context. So right now I'm more focused on speaking it as naturally as possible. So this would be the way to do. So we have ni, da. The da is possession particle ni. We know means you. Ni, da, ni, da. And this is a neutral tone. That's why it's no tone there. Ni, da, ni, da, ni, da. When you see this together like this a turn to your. Okay, so now these two together side by side, it means your. Now these two, we got to follow the rule. Dianhua means phone. Zai, we know it's location. Nyar, we know this is asking where. Where is your phone? Okay, so where is your, and we can plug and play on this too. Where is your thing? We know the thing goes right here in this kind of sentence structure. So once we start learning the sentence structures and really honing in and getting those memorized into the subconscious brain, we would easily be able to start flipping this word out right here and saying whatever we want to say in the Dianhua area. Instead of saying, where is your phone? We could say, where is your car? Where is your, where is your, I don't know, pen? Whatever the thing is or the noun that we want to talk about, we know to plug it in right here. So just wanted to say that. Now we have another one in place. Ta, si huan, lusa, luisa, lusa, luisa. Now we got the U with the two dots. That's the UE sound. That's like lu, yu, luisa, luisa, lusa, luisa. Okay, so ta, we know can be boy or girl, but in this case, we got the girly symbol right here instead of the guy symbol. So we got the girly symbol, meaning she, ta, she, si huan, like, lusa, green. She likes green. So this is like you're using this when you're trying to tell about somebody else's color. Like, oh, she likes green. Like that's her color or, his color. Now, it can still say ta and be the man symbol. Ta si huan lusa. Luisa. Okay? And now I know this kind of looks like an E. Luisa. So it always kind of looks like an E to me. So I know anything like hongsa, lansa, those are different colors. And it always have this E looking shape at the end. It's just learning the front part. And then you will know this represents color. Okay. So it's nice to start seeing stuff and recognizing things like the ta. And, even though I don't know how to necessarily write this character off memory, it's good that when I see it, I know what it is. So that's great. Next. Okay. Now we have everything looks up. We have 2 third tones side by side. See, and this is what you need to pay attention to when they're talking about the tones and how you pronounce them. So we got 2 third tones that are running back to back to each other. Doesn't necessarily have to be in the same word like this, but they're right next to each other. So we got to say one after the other. We know this is going to be a second tone. We're going to turn this to a second tone, and then we're going to do that. into the third tone. So we have zo, zo, zo. Second tone, zo, zo, zotian, zotian, zotian. Means yesterday, zotian. Now we need to turn this into, we can't say this in the third tone and still work it into that word as a third tone. So we can't say hun, hun. We have to say hun, 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 lung. This is a U. Okay, you got to remember it's like hun. So hun. So it's like you're saying hen, hun, hun. But it is hun, 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 lung. Hun, lung. So we go hun, lung. Yesterday, very cold. So yesterday was very cold. In English, since Mandarin don't have a way of saying was, like they don't have a word for was because they don't really do past tense and stuff. But we know in English that yesterday is in the past. I mean, this is cold. It's very cold. So yesterday was very cold. We can put it into the past because we know we're talking about yesterday very cold. Well, yesterday was very cold. So that's basically how you would describe weather. You can switch out very hot. You can switch out cold to hot. You can switch out, you could probably switch this out to like 2 months ago. Or the day before yesterday. Of course, that'd be longer sentence, but you could switch this out just to say yesterday was very hot. Yesterday was very good, cold. So you can do only several things I can think of off the top of my head that we can change this long to. Okay. So those are my 10 practice sentences for today. I hope you like them. You will be able to download this. The link will be below. You just subscribe and then you will get in your email, you will receive a link to the Google Drive that has all the free downloads in them so you can practice just like me too. So I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next video.